John, what's up, man?
Crescioni.
How you doing?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. I'm good. So,
doing well.
first off, congrats on your engagement.
Thank you very much.
Here we have, step right up and join the fun. John and Amy are engaged. Boom.
Carnival.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun.
It's fucking sick.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a cool little invitation that Amy came up with.
Are you excited?
I am very excited for the engagement party.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. Yeah, a precursor to the wedding, which will be in about
drunk?
a year. I will probably get a little fun.
A little sloshed.
Yeah, but there's the unfortunate thing these days is if we crash anywhere, we have to worry about the dogs.
Yeah.
And if we don't have anybody to watch the dogs, then gotta maintain the slow burn of the enjoyment of the alcohol, and then get home safely to walk the dogs before they destroy the kitchen, which seems to be a daily occurrence with Bernie.
Little maniac.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. I actually have not called him a maniac. He's a fucking maniac.
He's got that fucking growl face, dude. It's pretty scary. Cause he has like that snaggle tooth going on, and it's
Yep, the left one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real piece of work. But he and I, he's a daddy's boy.
He's a sweetheart, huh?
Yeah. At his core, he is a sweet dog, which is, maybe like 5% of every week he decides to be a sweet dog. So I'll, have a good time with him in the morning, and then 2 hours later, he'll be a real asshole. And then I'm screaming, and people are texting me in the building, like, everything all right? I'm like, that's just the dog.
That's
or
amazing.
I text them, like, I apologize. Trying to keep the kid quiet.
So what time do they wake you up? Like, do they get you up really early? Or you normally get up pretty early anyway, though.
I'm up early these days, yeah. We recently moved across the hall from our last unit in the building I've been in now for 5 years. And we don't have curtains yet, and we have big windows and a balcony now that leads out to pretty much all of the heart of Hollywood and the 101 freeway. We're maybe like, I think it's 1,000 feet from the 101. So anytime, when I turn on the GPS and I'm going to a base camp somewhere for a show that I'm working on, a lot of times when I get in the car, it's like, in 1,000 feet, you will get on, take a left or a right on the 101. It's like, oh, okay, I'm 1,000 feet from the freeway.
That's always nice to be close to freeways. At the same time, it's scary because, they say, oh, if you live near a freeway for this X amount of years, you'll get blah, 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 cancer, blah, 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 like shit from the fumes and all that. It's
I have actually heard that. That's true. The air quality in our neighborhood is not as good as below Sunset.
Yeah.
So we're 2 streets up above Hollywood Boulevard.
I'd rather live close to a freeway, though, than really far away.
I enjoy it.
Like my parents' house in Santa Clarita, they're like in the middle of the valley, the Santa Clarita Valley, so it takes like 20 minutes just to get to the freeway.
Yeah.
To go anywhere. It's a pain in the ass.
Same with my parents.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
The exact same thing.
Yeah, freaking. Okay, so they get you up, then you go. Do you go to not Runyon? You go to Is it Griffith Park? You do that often, like weekly?
Unfortunately, I have not recently done that. It's been, I don't know. It's I have bouts where I will go for like 2 months, and all's well, and then maybe 4 weeks will go by and I won't go.
Yeah.
But yeah, when the dogs first moved in, when Amy first moved in, and she brought the dogs, I would bring Bernie up to Griffith Park with me. And now I'm bringing Falcor because Bernie is getting older, a little slower. And Falcor, with me, Falcor is actually a little bit better, oddly enough. And Amy recognizes that too, because whenever Amy walks him, he's just a real terror on the freaking leash. And when I walk him, I just like give him one tug or, just like, Falcor, no. And he's like, looks up at me and then he gets back to normal. He's just, I don't know, now he's like, this also has only happened recently because we've switched apartments. And with the apartment switch, the dogs have switched personalities.
I was going to ask you how they're adjusting to that. Are they?
Yeah. Falcor is, I think Bernie's fine with it, but he's taken on Falcor's personality from when we were across the hall.
I love that name, by the way, for a dog.
Falcor?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. I remember when Amy told me that she had 2 dogs when I asked her to move in, and I was like, yeah, that should be okay. And it was about a 6-month battle with my my building manager to get rid of one of them or get rid of both of them. And I wanted to get rid of Falcor because when I first met him, he bit me in the ass.
What?
Yeah.
And that's the dog that looks like the other dog looks like it would bite you. Not
yeah,
Falcor.
Bernie looks like he would be the one to charge at you and try and tear you to shreds, which Bernie still does try and do. But his teeth aren't as sharp, and Falcor's teeth are pretty sharp. He can break skin. But he was running out of the house with Bernie and a German Shepherd the size of this chair, and Falcor leapt in the air and took a chunk right out of my right cheek.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then out of my wrist too, because I went to try and pet him. I was like, "It's okay, Falcor," and then he got me right in the wrist.
You're like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah.
These doggies.
Well, I even told Amy right there. I was like, "I don't know about this one coming with us," because we had a 9-hour fucking drive in the U-Haul with all of Amy's shit and Amy's car attached to the back of it too. That was a trip and a half. A trip I thought I would never make in my life.
Wait, you had the U-Haul? Okay. Oh, you got the big truck U-Haul, and then you're towing her
to
car.
Clarify, yeah, she was living in Arizona and visiting me a lot. So yeah, I was like, hey, you should just move in, because she had been visiting for like a year and a half, and I started to kind of fall for the woman, and it seemed like she started falling for me. So I was like, I think you should move in, and it was funny because I was living with my buddy Joel at the time when I asked her to move in, and I didn't tell Joel that I asked her to move in, and it was literally getting down to maybe a week before I was gonna jump on a Greyhound overnight and pack a U-Haul and drive Amy back to LA to move in to our studio apartment that Joel and I were sharing, which you remember.
Yep.
I was living in the kitchen of, and Joel had pretty much the apartment because he had the bigger bed, and majority of the furniture in the apartment was his. I had my bed and a TV and a desk and a computer, so I really didn't have anything. And all my movies, which, if anybody knows me, my movies are pretty much all I need in the world, and I'm good to go. But so one day I get home from set, and I was actually like really, I was in a mood. It was one of these low budget movies that I was used to doing, and just having one of those days. Get home, sit down. Joel's already got the bong packed, and so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna smoke up. I'm just gonna talk to him about Amy moving in next week. I'm sure to be totally cool. And Joel and I had already had like a little bit of friction, because there would be times that Amy would come and I didn't tell him, and he would be like, how long is she staying? I'm like, oh, like 5-6 days. He's like, what the fuck, dude? I'd be like, sorry, man, I thought you'd be all right with it. I kind of like dick moved it, and I apologized, and all seems to be well now.
Why wasn't he cool with it?
Well, the apartment's so small.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things where everybody's up in everybody's guts.
Yeah.
So it was
he had friends over too, though, right?
Yeah, he did, of course, but
maybe not that long.
Not that long, and at the same time, like in where I was kind of living, like I guess respectfully, we didn't do certain things when we should have and whatnot. Well, but, it happens with a roommate. We were roommates.
Yes, we were.
That
going down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
After this, but I want to say
that was the time.
I feel like a year and a half is a healthy amount of time to be in a relationship before you move in with each other. That's a good amount of time.
Yeah, we really weren't even together though.
Yeah.
So yeah, we Joel, like I said, he had the bong packed, and I sit down, I take a hit, pass it to him, and he's watching some TV, and then he passes me the bong, pauses the TV, and he goes, we got to talk about something, and I was like, okay, what's up, dude? Like, I thought maybe someone's up with his heart. Thought maybe, someone's up with his mom.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I forgot to clean Tokyo's litter box that morning and it stunk like shit in the house all day. I don't know. He goes, so I'm going to be moving out. And I was like, okay, when? He goes, in like a week. I was like, motherfucker, are you kidding me? He's like, no. I'm like, all right, well, Amy's moving in like 2 weeks. He goes, oh, that's fucking cool. And I was like, yeah, isn't that fucking cool? I didn't have to have the awkward conversation. And I even told him that later. I was like, dude, I was fucking dreading having this conversation on set all day. And that's probably why I had a bad day on set all day. Because I was like, I gotta fucking go home.
Yeah.
And we were off the next 2 days. So it was either going to be a good, like, oh, that's cool, man. We can all live in here for a little bit. And I was never intending on asking Joel to move out. Ever, for the record. And I've even told him that. I'm like, I was never going to ask you to move out. I just wanted her to live with us and help with the rent, because the rent was cheap as fuck, split 3 ways. in that place. But
yeah, that's
you know.
still like it's a great deal for that area. Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes. The deal we have now is even much better. You haven't seen it yet, but you will. It's you walk in there, man, and you just like it's a breath of fresh air every time.
Wait, weren't you gonna have like a little get together, or
we haven't had it yet?
Okay.
Yeah, I keep telling Amy, I was like, we gotta have it, but now that we have the engagement party coming up,
Yeah.
I keep telling her, I was like, before the end of the year, let's have a housewarming party because we never had one when she moved in the other place, and the other place also was just, I mean, you saw it until we moved out. You know, it was just like packing in. So
I really liked it though, because it was very cozy, and I like the brick walls and the building. It's very, very cool.
Yeah, we still have the brick walls, so that's nice.
Perfect.
Yeah,
nice.
It's definitely a much better situation.
And the balcony overlooking Hollywood, and you can see Capitol Records, right? And all that.
Yeah, we can see a sliver of Capitol Records. The retirement community right on the corner of Argyle is kind of blocking it.
Oh yeah.
And unfortunately now there's brand new skyscrapers right off the 101, a brand new hotel which has a beautiful bar and a
which hotel?
It's called the Everly. They were gonna call it the Argyle, but it's now called the Everly. It's like right when you get off of if you were to get off at Vine and go right and then go left on Selma, it's right there.
Okay.
There used to be a condemned building there for years, and then they just destroyed it and put this up. But again, very nice bar. $20 cocktails, but it's nice, you know. It's
that's
right
kind of
there.
average for Hollywood, though. For a nice cocktail.
Definitely for a hotel cocktail.
Exactly.
Definitely.
I remember when we went to, pretty sure you were with me, the W. Remember, did we go to the W?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I had that Tokyo tea.
Yep, I opted for no drink because I think I had $30 that night, and I was like, I gotta pace myself, like 2 PBRs at Loaded so I can get some food later.
Yeah, that was.
Oh yeah.
That was a pretty goddamn good Tokyo tea, though.
Was it?
It was worth
good.
the fucking $22 or whatever it was.
Well, that's good. At least it was worth it. That's how I feel at certain drinks at Disneyland, like this tiki bar over the Disneyland Resort. It's a bitchin' little bar, but the drinks go from. I guess they're actually not that bad, but they're pricey enough to where you'd be like, I hope the alcohol is substantial enough.
So inside, because dude, it's been fucking, I don't know, 20 years since I've been
20
Disneyland.
years.
I haven't been since, I think it was actually junior high school fucking.
You didn't go to grad night at Disneyland?
Trip. No.
Oh, man. No?
Was that high school?
Yeah.
No, I did a junior high one.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So.
I don't remember that. Well, I didn't graduate junior high.
What?
I didn't graduate junior high.
How does that work?
I was so resentful to my parents for moving me away from Palmdale, California.
Oh, okay. So you.
That's right. Yeah, I shut off for 2 solid years. Like I didn't do a homework assignment or a project, unless it was like a group project, and they all opted for whatever reason to go to my house. And I was like, Mom, I have to have people over and do projects. Like, oh, you haven't done a whole lot of projects this year, have you? I'm like, no, we haven't.
Fuck projects.
Fuck projects. Yeah, Royo Seiko was not a good time for me. I flunked out of every class except for video production.
That was fun.
Yeah,
remember those days?
Video production was good.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, dude, I didn't like fucking junior high school and high school was a fucking joke.
I enjoyed high school though. I came out of my funk after I flunked out of 8th grade and graduated through summer school. I summer schooled out after 7th and 8th grade.
Yeah.
That's how I got my diploma from 8th grade and
caught it up and everything.
Yeah, went into 9th. Yeah, because it was so weird to me that in Palmdale we had tracks. So it was like track A, B, C, D, E, F. And
what is that? Like
that was the track that you were on for whatever reason. Like that was the set of teachers that this group of classes were going to go between.
Okay.
And there was only there was one teacher for like English, social studies, and something else. And then there was always another classroom that you would go to for reading and science in my elementary school in Palmdale. And so I just remember being on, I think, track A, and everybody's off time was different. So, like, I would be in school, but my buddy Alex would be off.
Okay.
And then I would be like, he would come back to school, and then I'd be going off. That Friday, I'd have the next week off, and then he'd be coming back the next Monday. So I'd, like, go over to his house on Saturday. We'd play
kind of weird.
Like, oh, that's all. Yeah. He'd be like, see you on Monday. I'm like, no, I'm off next week. Track A's off next week. And then, like, summer vacation started earlier and later for certain tracks. And then same with Christmas.
It's a little weird.
It was fucking weird. Now that I think about it, I don't understand how that worked.
What they had to overcomplicate shit.
Excuse me. Yeah, I guess it worked for whatever reason. But, yeah, I I finished elementary school in Palmdale. My sister was taken out of elementary school in 4th grade. So she had 5th and 6th grade in Santa Clarita. So she made her like her core group of friends in that amount of time, you know, like around then. And I had my core group of friends from fucking kindergarten, man. Like these guys, like I'm friends with most of them on Facebook now. I don't really talk to them often, but you know, it's like send them a message every now and then. But you know, Brienne, redhead Brienne, I've known her since 1st grade. And
okay, so it goes friends. That far back.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my buddy Brandon Agabel's the drummer. I've known him since I was 5. We met at church in Palmdale.
Yeah.
And now we're you know, still friends. So I've always been one of those people to actually stay in touch with people that I enjoyed to, you know, have around.
Yeah, absolutely. I've noticed that. I mean, I'm not really in touch with anybody from kindergarten that I can remember, or even elementary school. Not that much. I mean, maybe a couple Facebook friends, but yeah, I don't really talk to much. I mean, it goes back to junior high. That's about it. But yeah, you know,
that's where my now core group of friends begins. Mm-hmm. You know, like began because like everybody like went to junior high after that. They're like, John, we'll see you at Mesa, and I'm like, no, you won't. And they're like, what? I didn't tell anybody I was leaving until like the week before I was leaving. And I knew for months I was leaving. I didn't tell anybody. I was so fucking pissed. So I wasn't going to go to Mesa, and I wasn't going to get to go ask Lisa. I know her last name, but I'm not going to say it. You know, to the dance in junior high that they always talked about, you know, like the older siblings that I would go to the houses of my buddies and they, you know, have the older sister or the older brother. Like, oh yeah, you know, go to junior high and go to dances, and high school you go to dances. And I'm like, oh, I can, you know, I already had crushes in elementary school that I wanted to like continue on the ladder with. And absolutely, you know, none of that continued on, and that's okay. But that's life, you know, it's not a big deal now that I think about it. I'm not resentful at all anymore.
Yeah, man, it was strange times for me, junior high and high school, but I met a lot of cool people, and you know, that's where all my music developed. That's where all that spawned from. Right. All the junior high was the year. It was like when I discovered new metal and all that. But yeah, man. Looking back, it's like, you know, I tried to get really good grades, but looking back, I'm like, that shit didn't matter. I could have just fucked off the whole time and would be in the same spot I am.
You know, I gotta say, 7th and 8th grade, I remember my teachers. Shit, I mean, you know, met Kingsley, met Ball, met Andrew, met you.
Balls.
Alex
Balls.
Alex Balls. Met a shit ton of people in junior high.
When did you meet Best Buy? Why didn't he come into the picture?
Oh my God, Best Buy. Oh man, what a character. Wow, dude. That's funny. I met Best Buy in the December of 2006. I remember that because Balls and I both got seasonal jobs at Best Buy in Santa Clarita because we needed jobs. I had those deadbeat couple of months for sure. Like where, you know, ultimatums were coming from dad.
Haven't we all?
Oh man. I feel like I definitely had it more than anybody I know. Because, oh dude. Because I'm an artist, man. You know, I'm fucking gotta create, dude. I don't want to go work at fucking this, that, and the other. I'm working because my dad's making me. That's right. That's really why I'm working. Really why I was working at Best Buy, because Dad was like, if you don't have a job, I was like, Dad, it's my birthday month. No, it wasn't that, but yeah, no, there was ultimatum status. I'm pretty sure that's why I got the job at Best Buy, because it was between like that and Macy's at the mall.
Fuck me. Yeah, I would do that. How long were you there?
4 weeks.
Perfect.
Yeah, it was literally, well, it's actually a cool story because like a month or two before that, an acquaintance of my dad had told me about this job at the CW, and he was like, you know, it's available if you want it. It's like running the vault, kind of an assistant editor job. You just like digitize media, you work time code, you work on, you know, decks and beta decks and digibeta decks, and you burn DVDs and label DVDs. Oh, that sounds fucking cool.
So the Geek Squad?
Almost, yeah, kind of. Yeah. So I applied for it and didn't hear anything, you know, as you never do with anything having to do with something big. And so I just kind of followed up with him every now and then. I was like, hey man, anything going on with that? Anything going on with that? Like, no, not really. So finally, I think it was the week before I got hired at Best Buy for seasonal, I interviewed at the CW. And I went down there and I was just like, I was 21, well, it was 2007, born 85, so yeah, like 21.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I was like this gung-ho fucking, I want to work at CW, I want to do this, I'll do anything. You know, like, I just wanted to, I literally, again, just needed a fucking job.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I had just gotten back from New York, where I spent the summer doing private art school editing and had gotten certified as a Final Cut and Avid pro editor, yada yada. Got this interview, nothing happened. Best Buy, so we're going to How I Met Best Buy.
Yes.
So, so he ended up working at Best Buy, and Ball and I, his name was Jonathan.
Yeah.
Don't say his last name.
Yeah.
But his name was Jonathan. And he and I think, started talking because Borat had just come out around that time.
Oh, jeez.
And he was talking about it with one of the other guys that work. And I worked in the video camera department. So we were selling video cameras. It was me, Balls, and Best Buy, and like 4 other people selling video cameras in this little section of Best Buy next to the Magnolia home theater setup, you know. So they were always playing the fucking Eagles, which I fucking hate the Eagles.
I remember that very vividly. It was so
I really
annoying.
don't like the Eagles at all. And that's not a Big Lebowski reference. I really fucking don't. So anyway, constantly playing the Eagles. So after like the second week, I get Jonathan's number, and I put him in as John Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
And about another week later, me and Balls and Best Buy, we're all planning, Jonathan, are going to hang out at my, I think somewhere in Santa Clarita, because I hadn't moved, I was still at my parents' house. I think we were all still living with our parents, probably.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, let's all hang out. And so Ball and I drive to the mall or wherever we're going. We might have gone to fucking In-N-Out for all I know at this point. And I was like, oh yeah, so John's coming. He goes, which one? I'm like, John from Best Buy. He goes, dude, I have him in my phone as John from Best Buy. I was like, bullshit. I pulled mine out and I said, I have him as John Best Buy. And he goes, oh. I was like, his name's Best Buy now.
You know what this reminds me of? Is that episode of Curb where he talks about, he puts, when Leon, he's like talking about how he puts people in his phone.
Right. Oh shit.
Like,
yeah.
You said like Nancy Big Tits or whatever, or so and so yoga. Like you put
that's the wheelchair episode.
Yes.
Yeah. Nancy Wheelchair.
Yeah.
Denise Handicap.
Denise Handicap. God, I love that show. Jeez.
Oh man, that's right.
So that's how Best Buy.
But yeah, that's how he came about. That's how his name blossomed into what it was and now is. But I haven't seen the guy in probably 8-9 years.
Yeah.
He hung out for a long time. He stuck around.
Remember when we watched Human Centipede at the old
1 and
apartment?
2? Yeah.
Well, I think it would.
Oh wait, no, yeah, I think we all of us watched the second one. You and I watched the first one.
Yeah, no, Best Buy came over and we watched Human Centipede 2 on Amazon.
I remember.
Video or whatever.
Yep.
On like, was it your laptop? And like,
no, it was on your Apple TV or something like that.
Oh, yeah. But Best Buy was an interesting person.
He was obnoxious. He was obnoxious during that fucking movie. Because he showed up, he's like, hey, Crescioni, you want to watch a fucked up movie? And you're like, of course. And I think we had been freezing, hitting the hookah.
We were.
I'd already probably gotten high, and he was coming over to get more high. And yeah, we were like, let's watch a fucked up movie. And we watched Human Centipede 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, the entire time he's sitting there going like, oh, I'm like, shut up, man. Like, you're ruining the movie.
He ruined it a little bit. Yeah. I still enjoyed it, though.
I hated that.
I like the
Not
first
because of
one
him,
better.
but I fucking
I like the first one better. The third one is pretty ridiculous. Did you see the third one?
I did not.
Yeah.
I did not have the stomach for that. After certain shots in the second one, I was good to go.
Called it good after that.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot. Well, yeah, I guess there's not a whole lot these days in movies that really fucks with me, but that was fucked.
It was. Yeah, the first one was definitely a shock. Did you speaking of movies that fuck with you, did you see Hereditary?
Not yet. Did you?
No.
Oh man, I want to see it so bad.
I keep I'm hearing that people either think it's phenomenal or it's the worst movie ever.
And I figured that would be the situation.
Yeah.
I saw the did you see the trailer?
No.
Oh, okay.
Mm-mm.
I saw the trailer. We saw the trailer for A Quiet Place, actually.
Oh.
And I think I saw the trailer before that for another movie. And I thought the trailer was great. And the thing about trailers these days with movies like that and like certain indie movies that like come up from, you know, the dirt and they're just like, we found this movie. Like Hereditary.
Yeah.
It's like they show you clips and then it's like a black screen with 5 stars, the next Exorcist. And then clip, voiceover, fucking crazy thing, and then you know, grips you with real terror, and you're like, oh, it's got to be fucking horrifying.
Scariest movie of the year.
Yeah, right. The most, yeah, the best picture of the year, the scariest movie of the year, and then people come out of it just like, well, that was boring, and you're like, probably wasn't. You just saw a trailer that hyped it the fuck up, and that happens all the time.
I always try to be optimistic about it, because like,
yeah,
you know, when I don't really go to movies that often in the theater. I did see A Quiet Place with a friend, and thought it was okay. It was entertaining for one watch. It was like a
solid B-.
Maybe I'll watch it again if it's on Netflix or something. But yeah, it's not like something I would watch a lot. But
no.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I mean, because I love horror movies, so I'm hoping Hereditary is really good.
I hope so too.
Because you know, I always like to add movies to my collection. You know, so I can, whenever I'm in the mood, I can pull something out. Like I have over here, fucking I got my Hills of Eyes and Hills of Eyes 2 and my fucking
you definitely like the ones that get my gut turning for sure. You like some fucked movies, man.
Yes, I do.
And that's okay. That's why I love you. And that's why you and I are friends, because you will go to that extreme and show it to me.
I will go there.
And yeah, you know, sometimes I do enjoy it. Like when I'll never forget when we watched Martyrs the first time.
Oh,
that was
perfect.
That was, well, the first time, remember, it was a black screen for like the first like 5 minutes, and we thought it was like just some weird method, just like black screen, just only hearing the audio. And then you had to, I think one of your cords was loose in the back of the TV, and then you plugged it in, and the first shot we saw was like some girl's like fucking scalp being ripped off, and it was it was on pause. So we're like, fuck, now we saw this out of context, but then we rewound it. Yeah, I remember watching that movie just like really hurting. Like that was a painful movie to get through. Especially the last half hour.
I love movies that start off just all out and you're squeamish and you're uncomfortable the whole time. That's my shit.
I like those movies too. It makes you feel alive. Makes me feel alive.
Feel alive, daddy. I was gonna ask you, I might have mentioned it to you already, but there's a movie on Netflix called The Eyes of My Mother. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
You need to watch that immediately.
The Eyes of My Mother.
Yeah, when if you and Amy are in the mood for a horror movie or a horror night, you need to watch that next, because that is fucked up.
Yeah,
it's really good though. It's in black and white most of the time.
Oh, is it an older movie?
No, it's I think it came out last year or 2016 maybe, but really good. Also, another one on Netflix is called Raw. Oh,
I saw Raw. I watched Raw. Yeah, I liked Raw.
Yeah.
Raw was very entertaining.
Yes.
That was good.
Loved it.
She's got her fucking sister's finger, and she's like...
And her sister wakes up, she's like,
what are you doing? She's like sucking the blood off the end of her fucking severed finger. Yeah, that was like... I didn't know it was in French.
Yeah, I didn't.
So, which I thought was better, because a movie like that, I think, is better in French and with subtitles, because you're more focused on really what's on screen than what they're fucking saying.
Right.
Because that story is really just the evolution of her falling in love with raw meat and blood. Like when she fucking rips into that chicken in the middle of the night, that raw chicken.
Yeah. And she goes all out.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that movie was a trip. I definitely enjoyed that one. There's not a whole lot of the new horror movies that I like, but that one was a good one.
Yeah, it was.
That was cool.
So yeah, Hereditary. Well, maybe I'll check it out in a couple of weeks or something. But yeah, I'll probably
want to see it.
I'll probably just wait till it hits iTunes.
The Blu-ray. Yeah.
iTunes, or maybe I'll rent it or something.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen anything else lately that's been like whoa for you?
Oh man, the last movie that I saw. Oh gosh, well, it didn't really wow me. Kingsley and I went and saw First Reformed. It's a movie with Ethan Hawke. He plays a minister. And unfortunately, another example of marketing. The trailer was like really quick, and it looked like there was going to be some pretty gnarly shit going down. And there really wasn't. There wasn't a whole lot happening in 2 hours. When it ended, the theater laughed.
Oh.
Like, legitimately laughed. And it seemed like everybody was really into it until then. I fell asleep.
Oh, man.
Kingsley actually did have to wake me up, and he was like, "You're asleep." And I was like, "No, I'm not." No.
Jeez. Yeah, well, then I won't watch that.
Yeah, I didn't really enjoy that one. I think before that one, Joel and I went and saw Deadpool 2, and that was good. That was pretty fun. That was like just the anti-Marvel, just ridiculous R-rated, Ryan Reynolds, pretty good. I like that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen the first or second. I need to check them out eventually because I keep hearing amazing things about it. So and I'm sure I'll get into that.
Yeah, the Deadpool's good. I'm not a big Marvel movie guy.
Same. Yeah.
But those were the most recent ones I saw. I'm trying to think, Amy and I went and saw something else. We saw Isle of Dogs, that Wes Anderson movie. That was a few months ago, though. That was all right.
Yeah.
It was stop motion animation, but done Wes Anderson-ly. I don't like Wes Anderson all that much. Very, like, quirky for the sake of being quirky, it feels like.
Yeah.
I know that's very weird to say because, people do things to be that way anyway.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's not like I'm, resenting the guy. Like, the animation was great. The story was pretty cool. Yeah, it was a very interesting little story. But most Wes Anderson movies, I'm not a big fan of. Amy's a big fan of Wes Anderson. Yeah.
So, let's see. I was going to ask you, like, I want to talk about your recent directing role. So, generally, like, I thought the video was fucking sick. So,
thank you.
Great job.
Appreciate that.
The theme and the direction you went with it was amazing, and the editing was great. The effects are great. Like, actors are great. the girl you picked was great, and a really good song. The band looks awesome.
The song was good.
Yeah,
it really helped.
So how was the experience for you, like, putting that together? Was it just overall? Was it like,
let me crack another beer for this one.
Crack it open.
Crack the hazy IPA New England Smam Adams.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, with a little froth on the top. Yeah. That's like Jay and Silent Bob. So yeah, man, I listen to that pour. I was lucky to get that project. Sean Vertigo, lead singer of Violacin, who I actually met through you at the now remembered Angels and Kings bar on Hollywood Boulevard and Las Palmas Avenue.
Yes.
Which is now the shithole called Rusty Mullet.
Is it? I haven't been by there. I don't know.
I went to Rusty Mullet after a rap party 2 summers ago, and I wasn't drinking because actually I had gotten food poisoning the day of the rap party. I woke up, I think I had eaten some bad Swiss cheese that day. This was like 2 years ago, again, completely unrelated to Violacin. Rusty Mullet has been there for a while. Angels and Kings went under. I still don't know why. It was always busy in there. There wasn't not anybody in there. Like, anytime we walked in there, there's always someone.
Something crazy must went down.
Must have
shut it down.
Yeah, I guess so.
Those are good times, though.
Yeah, they were great. But yeah. So I posted on Facebook in February after I had directed a short that I wrote called "Escape from the Fire," which is still in post, which should be done very soon. Angie and I were editing it today.
Nice.
Kayla Fields was the actress in that January project, and she's fantastic. And I feel terrible that it's not done yet, so I apologize, Kayla. But it's on its way, I promise.
Yay.
So yeah, posted on Facebook that I had just finished directing that, was in post on that. I wanted to direct something else. Anything, really, beyond porn. Wouldn't take something like that, but, well, who knows. HBO style, Game of Thrones stuff I could do maybe. But I don't know if I could jump into the full thing. But anyway, so Sean hits me up on Messenger and he's like, "Hey man, got a song, I'm looking for a director, do you know anyone?" And I'm like, "Yeah man.
Hello.
Me bro." So a couple days later, he sends me, I was actually on lunch at NCIS in San Pedro when he emailed me. I was like chowing down on some fucking bitchin' lunch in my car, like listening to some Meshuggah. Actually, I had
Perfect.
Meshuggah on. Yeah, I was listening to Colossus, the Hurt That Finds You First, one of my favorite songs off that record. So I'm just sitting there, just chowing down, rocking out, and then my phone beeps, and it's Sean. He's like, "Hey man, looking for a director for this song that I've got. Me and my band just did. It's called Crimson Lust." I'm like, "Fucking cool, man. Send it over." He sends me the song. I listened to it a few times. I liked it right off the bat. You know, it might have been a little biased at first because he's like, he wants me to direct a video for this song. Like, fuck yeah, this is a great song, of course. Like, why can't it be great? So, but after listening to it more and more, the song's actually really good. Like, it's got good structure. I did grow up playing music. I played trumpet and violin and piano. I sing in the shower and sometimes karaoke. Yeah. But, like, musically, it's really good. The music's good, everything. So then he sent me the lyrics. And he was like, you know, if you want to, I was just like, do you guys have any ideas for what you want to do? And he's like, no. I was like, great. Sounds good. So a few days went by and I was on set of NCIS and I was hanging out. Just decided after, like, I was reading the lyrics again and I pulled out my set asides and I just, like, started storyboarding what I wanted the video to be. And I took my inspiration from a movie, which I don't actually know if you've seen. It's a Japanese horror flick called Audition.
I have.
You have? Great. Yeah. Perfect. Takashi Miike, 1999. Fucking...
Loved that movie.
Unreal horror movie. Yeah. Like, just... that's fucking terrifying.
Absolutely.
So, one of my favorites to this day, and I still don't know if I want it in my house. Like, that's how much it's, like, so fucked up. But anyway, so Audition was inspiration and Interview with a Vampire.
Oh.
And I had literally maybe 3 days before starting these storyboards had seen Interview with a Vampire for the first time.
I rember you told me about that.
Yeah.
I remember that.
I had never seen it before. Yeah. And my writing partner and now producing partner, Angie Dick, let me borrow her Interview with a Vampire. And I watched it one night. I think Amy was in Cancun. No, she wasn't in Cancun when I watched it. She was still here. But I think she was at work. And I was watching it and I fell asleep because I was really tired from the day. So I watched it the next day. From beginning to end, because I had fallen asleep maybe an hour in, but I wanted to get the flow of the movie, so I started from the beginning. And that was the vampire movie that is vampires. Like, that's the vampire movie.
Yep.
That's it. Underworld is fucking great, but they have guns and shit, and they still drink blood.
Mm-hmm.
Interview with the Vampire is fucking vampires. Like, straight up blood-sucking, all that shit. Yeah. Loved it. Tom Cruise was bitching. Great fucking movie, as you know. I know it's one of your favorites.
You've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula, though, right?
I have not. I couldn't.
But that's right there with Interview, but still.
Yeah, I actually did try Dracula. Tried it twice, could not get through it.
Well,
wasn't for me. It was a little too...
Keanu Reeves one?
Yeah, the Keanu Reeves, Gary Oldman, Winona Ryder.
Yeah.
I might need to give it another shot. I kind of was at the behest of... behest? Is that the right word?
No, you should just get a little farther, because I mean, should. It is a little cheesy, but
it's Coppola, right? Francis Ford Coppola.
I'm not sure. I think that sounds right, but it's a classic though. But yeah, Interview with the Vampire, of course, amazing. Yeah,
so the real inspiration was just like Interview with a Vampire because of the vampire stuff, and the wardrobe really was more, the inspiration too. So I drew out these storyboards, and the lyrics were pretty much sounding like a succubus, like a demon, vampire. So I started storyboarding. I immediately thought Crimson Lust, blood, clearly, because Violacin is a horror-based metal band. And I think one of their songs is called This Is Horror and Rotten Peace, and, like stuff like that. So they're very horror-based and like blood and, gore and all that stuff. So I want to give them something that's going to like make their hair stand on end, just like something that's going to like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. So I'm drawing these storyboards with, my set is literally a morgue with the band lined up and this female just killing the band and squeezing their hearts into vials of sin and crimson lust. So I drew out, I think, 12 storyboards. A lot of the killing sequences and the guitar solo sequence was actually the first storyboard that I ever drew, which is her holding the heart, and then the camera just like kind of pans to the side and there's Tony back there shredding it up. That was the first storyboard I drew. Drew the whole video, performance pieces, story, performance piece, story, performance piece, kind of how I wanted it to cut together.
Right.
Sean wined and dined me, took me to dinner in Studio City, really good sushi spot. And we caught up, because I actually hadn't seen the guy in a while. And the last time I saw him, he's doing locations now for movies and TV shows. So he's very busy doing that. And I showed up on a show last January, and he was the location manager. And then on top of that, the costume designer was this girl, Brittany, Oh shit, I can't remember her fucking last name. That's terrible. Brittany, who I have done multiple shows with. I've been to Mexico with her on a bunch of like Bollywood shows and stuff like that. So Sean, her, and I were on a Bollywood show up in Northern California in like late 2013. So anyway, he fucking just was like, dude, these storyboards are bitching. That story sounds awesome. You know, it's like basically what I told you is the story. That's what I want to shoot.
Yeah.
So we went our separate ways. After that, it was just like every day from that point on was, do you have any idea? He asked me, like, do you have any location ideas? I was like, actually, yeah, there's one fucking place in Altadena that I think would be fucking fantastic for the Interview with the Vampire sequence stuff of just her running up and down stairs, you know, just kind of like avant-garde, like, you know, like the long veil and like just like kind of like this white bride, you know, just kind of like shit like that. Very doom metal-y, you know, just stuff like that. Camera going crazy and twitchy and whatnot. So that ended up just being very expensive. We found another location with a morgue and like 2 other rooms that would have worked perfectly. We ended up booking that place, but then something happened where we couldn't book it. And we, on like the last minute, ran out to Castaic to look at an old gutted Ralph's supermarket, like right off the 5 freeway, that Sean had in his back pocket from just doing locations for all these movies. We checked it out, and it worked out. It was great. It was like, that's what we chose. And in between all of that time, I had hired my DP. I didn't go to anybody else. I went to this guy. His name's David Desio. I'd worked with him before. He's a metalhead. I knew his reel was good. I wanted him. I didn't want anybody else. Sean had another guy, and I liked the guy's reel, and he was good, but he didn't, and he liked horror movies and all that stuff, but, you know, nothing personal to the guy, but he and I probably wouldn't have given me what I wanted, essentially. And I know that, and that's not an insult to him in any way, shape, or form. It's just, I know David would have given me what I fucking wanted.
Yeah.
And so I hit up Tracy Rosen, who I've done 4 movies with. She's a fantastic special effects makeup artist. And her and I think I had 4 phone calls with her, phone conferences. One was with Sean, one was with Cast after we casted. And I told her the whole thing, you know, I was like, the whole thing is basically like she's killing these guys and squeezing their hearts of their blood. So I want to rip chests open and rip fucking hearts out of chests. And she goes, well, I need a day of prep. I need this, I need that. I'm like, Tracy. Just dial it back a notch. I know what you need. Let's think super, super small, no budgetary situation. You know, you're going to get paid for all your work, but let's just think on a smaller scale. So she sent me a video on YouTube of a way to do it, which is you like fold up a pillow and you cut a hole in the pillow and you take the stuffing out and you put a piece of Tupperware in there and you fill that Tupperware with whatever you want and boom, there you go. So you put a piece of foil over it and then you can rip that shit open. So I went to her place in West Hollywood and I was there for like 4 hours and we were building chests out of pillows. Nice. And yeah, it was fucking great because I do so many shows, man, where like the director may have a hand in certain things, but it doesn't seem like he does. Where it seems like the first AD is the one that's like, well, I saw it and it looks great, and I saw it and I this is how we'll shoot it. It's like, well, there's a director that should have a say, you know. Right. And again, I haven't directed any of these TV shows, so I don't know. And you know, anyway. So I just want to be very hands-on with this. Like, it was my idea. Sean loved it. I wanted it to be fucking good. Like, I didn't want it to be thrown together, you know? And not to say that anything else I've done in the past is not great, but, like, I wanted this, like, we had money, so why not? Let's spend some money. So Sean fashioned hearts out of, like, gelatin and shit, like, in his kitchen. And Tracy helped me build these chests. The band pretty much got their wardrobe all together. And then one day Sean's like, we got to hold auditions for your succubus. And I'm like, oh shit, I guess we do. And I knew who I wanted. Her name was Jana Fabian. She's an actress from the Czech Republic. And I met her on a movie in 2012. And she was doing background work. And we just kept in touch. Like, I think I went and actually shot one of her plays that she was acting in many years ago. But anyway, we hold these auditions. We see not great auditions for this thing, and we see 2 really fucking good ones. And Yana's was fucking great, and this other girl was also fucking great. The only thing with the other girl was she just didn't have the long hair. And we didn't want to do a wig. And after talking with Tracy about, because I told Tracy what I wanted from feet to head on this succubus character, like wardrobe wise, all that shit. And Sean's girlfriend Wendy did a phenomenal job with the wardrobe. Like she found the corset, the dress, all that shit. She aged it, like she put it together beautifully. And the nails that Yana has on her finger, Yana put those together. Like that was Yana's input. Like she brought that in. But Yana came to the audition like dressed pretty much as a succubus. Like she had fake blood on her mouth and she was pale and she was ready to go. So yeah, man, I just like put it all together. Like everybody that I've worked with on these movies and TV shows, I just like was like, hey, I'm directing something.
Yeah.
It's a death metal music video. It's a horror music video. It's going to be a short film for this music video. And so the auditions were great. This other girl, Amy, we didn't choose Amy because of the long hair situation. We didn't want to put a wig on somebody because Yana had a whole lot. There was a lot of movement for that character. She's striking chests with knives and ripping hearts out. And at one point, you know, she fucking sucks the soul out of one of these guys. So we cast Yana. It's down to, I think I'm about to go to bed the night before we shoot. Whoa. And Sean goes, dude, we don't have any contacts. Because I wanted like blackout contacts for the eyes.
I remember you hit me up about that too.
Yeah.
Like, where do I get
oh man. It's like shit. All right. It's like 9:30. Call is 6 a.m. in Castaic. That's a good, hour drive for me and Amy. And Amy, my fiance now, is helping with makeup, and she was just fucking so fantastic on the whole damn process. Like everybody really was. And so I fucking Google, all these fucking tattoo shops and smoke shops in Hollywood. I'm like, do you guys have blackout contacts? Anybody? One place has them. It's pouring rain too, by the way, this night. So I'm like, fuck, I have an umbrella. So I just I smoke a bowl. I smoked a bowl and I fucking walked down with an umbrella in the pouring rain to Hollywood Boulevard, right across the street from Wilcox, right there, Wilcox and Hollywood Boulevard. Mm-hmm. Excuse me, that store right there. They had the last pair of blackout eye contacts, and not full blackout, just pupil and color eye.
Yeah, not the.
And that worked out fine because apparently those blackout ones can be a real problem, and you really need an optometrist appointment for those.
Yeah, they're like called Sclera lenses or contacts. The ones that are like the full eye.
Like Yolandi Visser from Deontward wears. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I wanted, and I didn't want anybody to hurt themselves for this fucking project.
Right.
There was not going to be any like scratched corneas like Malcolm McDowell on Clockwork Orange or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean the all black ones just with the I mean you have the white showing, but did they do anything in post or was it just okay?
No, yeah, we actually didn't even color correct it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Everything that you see on the screen is in camera. Wow. And the thing is like this is the one thing that I actually am like even more impressed about with David Desio, my DP, was we did not meet up to discuss anything. I sent him photos of inspiration, like morgue photos from different shows and different things I wanted. I told him the look that I was going for, fucking horror, ratchety focus, going into focus, out of focus, kind of like Marilyn Manson. Mm-hmm. He even was like, it's the Beautiful People video. Watch that. And I was like, yeah, that's actually kind of what I want to go for. Not that, I don't want to go that exact way, but that camera situation.
Right.
And all the equipment was donated. Everything. Camera, lenses, grip and electric equipment, all that stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, the guy that we gave him producing credit, Tyler McGraw, great dude, had just spent a shit ton of cash on a U-Haul worth of equipment. And he was like, it's gotta do something with it. So he let us use it for the music video.
Wow.
Yeah.
Score.
Oh, and another thing about that fucking music video that made it all just so there's everything really just worked out for that fucking video. And I don't know why. And I don't know why. And I love the fact that it did. But the production designer that I had just fucking did more than I even asked for the morgue sequence. Like the opening shot, the first band sequence is them up in kind of like a boiler room. And then there's another room with them with the lights hanging. And in the back there's a burlap sack. I don't know if anybody ever notices the burlap sack. But the burlap sack is the inspiration from Audition. Because remember when she's in her apartment and then the phone rings and the burlap sack tumbles across the fucking floor? So the whole thing was, had we had the time, there was going to be a whole sequence that we shot of her shoving every band member into that big burlap sack.
Ooh, that would
Yeah, and we shot one special shot where she's in a freezer with shelves and the burlap sack is behind her and she just lets out this fucking blood-curdling scream. It was going to be like the final shot, you know, like the song's over and she's going to be like, ah, and then it was going to close the door and then the video was over. But the way we ended the video was so much more fucking brilliant because it just is so much better that way. That was Sean's call. He was like, dude, I think in editing, I think he called it. He was like, because I wanted to cut to that shot. I was like, all right, now we go to the shot of her in the freezer. And the thing was, we rushed that shot. We were kind of under the gun. We were turning around, which was finally getting footage of every band member's fucking face. Because we spent like 5 hours shooting just like close-ups and wides and mediums of her, you know, like dead on of her and like profiles of the band members.
Yeah.
And then from behind the band members because she has to pull the heart out. So we don't want to like really, we didn't show a whole lot of actual physical ripping of the chest because it looked cool, but it sells better when we cut away to it and they like fall dead and she's like holding the fucking heart.
Gotcha.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, man, the all that stuff that production designer did in that morgue room was really, I was like, yeah, I just want a table that's got some blood, some knives, some vials of blood, some pills, and maybe a head. And he just like painted the whole wall with like blood splatter and had all these fake heads in like plastic bags and shit. Like, so if you like really look at some of the wide shots, you can see the production design that Chase Wright, fucking talented son of a bitch, killed it with. And it just, I'll never be happier, you know, like
man.
something like that because it was so fucking awesome.
Sounds like everyone really went the extra mile for you on that.
Yeah, they did. And my first AD was great. This guy, Derek Thompson, I've done multiple shows with. He came in first AD'd for me, ran the show, did a great job. And the biggest thing about that fucking shoot was we lost, like I was saying, we lost that morgue location.
Yeah.
We lost it like 2 days before. We went to go scout the Castaic Ralphs. So Sean and I are like, and beyond, actually before the Castaic Ralphs, we were out in fucking Vernon scouting another location. Jeez. So yeah, it was like I was doing Postmates at the time, and I'm still not rich, and I probably still will do Postmates because I need fucking money. But I was doing Postmates, and yeah, he hits me up. He's like, dude, we just lost a location in fucking Pasadena. And I was like, oh, it's Thursday. We shoot Sunday. I'm like, oh, of course. What else? Yeah. You know what? If that's the only thing that's going to go wrong on this video, that's fine because we can probably find something. So, place in Vernon is not good for multiple reasons. I won't go into why, but multiple fucking reasons. Excuse me. And Sean knew it too. Like when we were in there and we were scouting, and every time I was just like, John, man, we can do it here, but if we can avoid doing it, let's avoid doing it here because. Anyway, so go to Castaic, great. Saturday rolls around. I think it's like, actually, no, excuse me, it's like Friday night. Sean hits me up, he goes, dude, I just got a call from, I can't remember the guy's name, over in Pasadena. That guy felt so bad for canceling our shoot on us that Sunday that he let us, well, not me, because I didn't do it, but Chase and Sean take a U-Haul to his stage, gut his entire morgue set, all the beds, all the fucking scales, all the knives and scissors and scrubs and everything, and use them for our video for free. For free.
Why did he cancel?
Probably shouldn't go into it. Just certain things, you know, things happen. It is what it is. I think he I don't know. Sean was just like, he canceled. And it was one of those things that when we scouted it, we left and I was like, do you think we have any? He's like, I think we do.
Gotcha.
And yeah, you know, it's one of those things. It was a Sunday shoot too. So who really wants to fucking, you know, go in and do a music video on a Sunday? Especially when I think they no, you know what it was? He wanted us out in 10 hours.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. He was like, can you guys be out in 10? And I was like, oh, man, that means we got to get there at 5 and set the fuck. I mean, granted, the morgue set was set up. You know, it was ready to go. But the Ralphs that we got, man, just worked out so much better.
Yeah,
it really just like the whole storyline just came to life.
Yeah, the stars really aligned for you for that shoot, man.
Yeah, I was very happy with it.
And the final product looks great. So I've told you before, but dude, amazing job on that.
Thank you.
So
the first cut that we did, we put together a first cut in like 8 or 9 hours. And I didn't edit it. Sean's brother did. He's a fucking good editor, man. And his input really helped. And the band's input really helped too, because a lot of it, you know, like I'm sitting there like, I want my vision seen, which it clearly is. And not that I don't want the band to be seen. Of course I want the band to be seen. It's a music video. But like, I just feel like there's so many videos now where there's not a whole storyline.
Yep.
You know, like performance videos are great, but give them something else to look at. That's just my thing.
Yeah, I get a
So
little
that's where I
bored.
went with it.
Honestly, I get a little bored with just music videos that are just strictly the band performing in like
Yeah.
a white room or a black room or whatever. It's
Yeah, like
kinda
the whole
boring.
Matrix style, you know, like a dolly track shot, and they're just like one of the Arch Enemy videos right now is like a performance video, and they're just like kind of in an arena, and the camera's just going around them, and you know, doing close-ups and stuff. It's cool. It looks good, but it's just like, yeah,
boom.
but
Yeah.
yeah, you know, it's the next video I wanted. I don't have another band hitting me up to do another video, but I definitely want to continue that.
Well,
with
maybe
my
this will help with that. You
yeah,
never know.
I hope so. I am available.
Yeah.
Violacin, Crimson Lust. We're almost at 3,000 views.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the show notes.
Oh, thanks.
So they can check it out for sure.
One last thing I'll mention about that actually was fucking awesome was like 2 weeks after Sean's brother, our editor, was showing it to a friend of his who was Japanese. And she was like, they would fucking love this in Japan. You should translate it into Japanese. So she translated it into Japanese for us, and they put red Japanese subtitles, and they put it up on the Japanese YouTube site. I think it's called Nico Nico Duga, or Nico Nico Duga, or something like
Nice.
that. But yeah, it's... Last time I checked, we were at I think like 500 views and 1 download. So
On the Japanese one?
on the Japanese one, yeah.
Word.
So that was cool. Like 500 Japanese people have seen something I've directed. So in a way, over 3,000 people in the world now have seen something I've directed, and that really is fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's not bad views for not not putting any like a large amount of budget into marketing and promo on it. You know what I mean, like Facebook promotion or something.
Yeah, and everybody shared it too. Like I was very humbled by that too, because a lot of things I've done in the past, like for whatever reason, you know, like some reason, like in the past, I did something where the talent didn't share it, and I was like, oh shit, like did you guys not like it or something? And I actually lost a friendship over something after I won't get into it, but I lost a friendship over paying a guy to do something for a project of mine and after that he refused to share it, and I was like,
All right.
I fucking paid you, man. Like, what is your fucking deal? Like, there was no contract.
Yeah.
Whoops. But, you know, anyway,
Oh well.
yeah, what are you going to do?
Can't win them all.
No, you can't. But, you know, I wish him well, with whatever he is doing now, if
Yeah.
he's still doing what he's doing.
So what's going on now? Like what are you working on right now?
I'm currently in post on Escape from the Fire, the one with Kayla. That's just all audio shit now.
Escape
It's
from the fire.
yeah, very little short that I shot on Amy's iPhone, and I wrote another one at the time of Escape from the Fire that I just finished the budget on, which I actually have to give to Angie because Angie wants to look at the budget to make sure that it's proper. I've talked to you about it.
Yes.
The recording engineer one. I'm very excited about that one because it's only 6 pages, but the cool thing is, like, I already know how it can be a feature, and I already know how it can potentially be a trilogy.
Oh.
So, you know.
snap.
But yeah, that one is the next one. I've actually storyboarded 32 shots of that one already.
Damn.
And David is in already. I know that. And Angie's producing. Sean will most likely produce because I want him to kind of help me with some of the special effects.
Yeah.
I'll most definitely be bringing Tracy back for makeup, for character makeup and special effects makeup, because she does both fantastically.
Sick.
And yeah, man, I literally need a gaffer, and I got to bring Chase back, production designer from Violacin. That's the thing. Like, I don't want to like do every project with the same people, but I kind of do, you know. And I know it's going to be impossible to do that forever, but it doesn't have to be impossible.
Yeah.
You know, like I could literally could be one of those things where you get an investment one day. It's like, hey, I'm going to invest just in you. You do what you want to do. Like, just, you know, hypothetically, a guy's like, here's $5 million to do what you feel like. And I'm just like, hey man, put you on my salary.
Tim Burton style.
Yeah, fucking
You know what
A,
I
man.
mean?
Tim Burton style. Steven Soderbergh DPs his own shit, but like a lot of directors keep their DP with them, you know. So if David wants to be my DP from here on out, I'm down. And I know that he'll do the engineer, and I know he'll make it look fucking awesome.
Hell yeah.
And the cool thing, I think one of the most beautiful things about the Violacin video is every time I watch it, I notice how fucking ruby red the blood is.
It's
like
very
it's
vivid.
so fucking red.
Yeah.
And the shot, like the first storyboard that I did when she's holding the heart, the you know, had to sacrifice a couple shots in that final cut. But there's one shot where she's holding this and there's like 3 drips of blood off of her nails. And it just wasn't, it was a timing thing that we were just like, it lingers too long. Because after those drips, we linger, and then we move over to Tony. So when we cut and we finally move over to Tony after that close up, which was actually Tony's idea, because he's like, there's not a whole lot of me shredded. And I'm like, fuck, dude, you're right, there's not. Because that's a fucking solo.
Yeah.
Like that comes in hard and heavy.
Yeah.
And when she's just standing there holding that heart, and even when she's like the close up of her squeezing it, oh man, the first cut I watched it. We can move on after this, but I hadn't watched it actually for like 2 days, and I got home from set one night and I watched it, and after it ended, I literally had, I don't know if you've ever seen the movie The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No.
At the end of the movie The Sixth Day, they show you the entire movie, one frame a scene. It's it's like 2 minutes. It like goes through the entire fucking movie, one frame. I literally had a 1 frame memory wipe of shooting the music video, and I fucking cried, man. I like sat down on the couch and I had tears streaming down my face, and Amy's like, what's the matter? And I'm like, I fucking did it.
Yep.
I did what I fucking wanted to do, and it's right there. And I didn't only do it, I had people fucking help me, and that's what I've always fucking wanted.
Yeah, man.
Because I helped so many fucking people make their fucking movies. Help me, motherfucker. That's my shit, man. Help me now.
It's always so nice when
it's really what it's all about.
When your vision comes to completion.
Oh yeah, I can only imagine how you feel with your new shit, man. With Bats and Bats 2.
Well, those are a few examples, but dude, every time I finish a record for somebody and they're happy, that's how I feel.
Yeah,
because it's like it's not only is it I put all of my everything into it, obviously, but it's their life's work up to that point. You know what I mean? It's like this is everything they've worked at for the past couple of years, and it's their music, it's their everything.
Yeah.
So being able to put my creative touch on it, it's you get very attached to it. So every time 100%. I finish a mix, or every time I finish producing an album or mastering or mixing or whatever, it's like it becomes a part of you as well. As long as. And it's so I totally understand what you mean.
Yeah, no, man, it's rewarding too, especially like when you do, like we did a screening, like we did a fucking bitchin' screening for that motherfucker, man. We went to Metal Sanaz's Unfriendly Studios in downtown.
Yes.
And I had the fucking hugest crush on Metal Sanaz back in the day. I remember, oh my God, man. It was like, Metal Sanaz is going to be fucking hosting Lordy and Stolen Babies at the House of Blues. I'm going.
Remember, didn't we see her at the Meshuggah show?
We did.
Fucking 10 years ago? Or
I think we met her too. I think we were like, Metal Sanaz,
Yeah.
what's up? And she's like, hey guys. We're like, oh, Metal Sanaz. So, like, it's 10 years later after like my really like all the metal, in like my early 20s, like is now starting to like, I don't know. It's just like the screening was so cool. We had a lot of people there, and I got to like say something, which was awesome. But like, the band was like telling my parents and like Amy, like how much fucking fun they had.
Yeah.
And like, they didn't tell me until like later, but they were just like, John's like, he's got the fucking eye. Like he like pulled that shit together. And that's the first horror thing I've ever done. Like excuse me, it was pretty extreme. Like so I went balls to the walls, man. I was like, I didn't want to do like, I want to shock the fucking world. People have seen what I've done.
Yeah.
They've seen that in other movies. I just wanted to do it. I want to do my own version of it.
Absolutely. What I was going to say to follow this up is like, I think you should do a horror short film or like a full length. Just, you should expand on that and get, do
that's what the
feature.
engineer it will hopefully bring, man. Because the actress Kayla, who did Escape from the Fire, she watched the music video. And she sent me the sweetest fucking text. She was just like, that was pure art. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. And I don't know if you ever watched Parks and Recreation, but the actor Jim O'Hare, I did a movie with him, and he's cool. Like he's a friend of mine on Facebook, but I sent him the music video, and he sent me a whole fucking like full paragraph of just like, that was sick and twisted as fuck. I loved the shit out of it. you need to direct more horror. I want you to direct more horror. You deserve this. Because I second AD'd a movie with him called Middleman that's on Netflix now. Middleman, it's on Netflix now.
Yes.
Middleman, it's on Netflix now.
Get it.
It's a good movie. I don't do my own horror about a lot of the movies I do. But that one, it's a streamer.
Stream that shit.
But he like gave me a great review. One other person that I did not think would ever watch it was this drummer. His name is Rickard Sternquist. And he is the drummer of a band, power metal band from the early to late 90s to mid 2000s. They might still be around, but they're called Jag Panzer, and they're very popular in Europe. Very power metal-y, like Iced Earth, like very high pitched vocals. Kind of Dragon Force-y, I guess now, because Dragon Force is popular. But I met him through my father like 20 years ago. So I sent him the link on Facebook. I was like, hey man, I just directed this music video for this Los Angeles-based horror metal band. Check it out if you want. He watched it like within 5 minutes. He's like, that was fucking awesome. And I was like, oh shit.
Success.
Yeah. So, it's cool. I sent it actually to Dark Tranquility also. I sent it through Instagram. I sent it to the plus size model Ashley Graham. I've sent it to a couple of models on Instagram too. And actually I've gotten some word back. Yeah. And they're just like, that was fucking scary. Some people have told me they're like, that was like watching a horror movie. And I'm like, that's what I wanted.
That was cool, man.
Yeah.
Well, you want to plug anything before we wrap it up? Plug anything else?
I guess that. Yeah.
That?
Viola Sin Crimson Lust on YouTube. And, you know what? I didn't even mention Adulting with Disney, man.
Yeah, plug it.
Adulting with Disney. YouTube channel. My fiance and I have a YouTube vlog. Well, it's really her vlog. I shoot it and I edit it. It's Adulting with Disney. It is essentially the adult way to enjoy Disneyland. So,
yes.
Everybody goes to Disneyland, they're worried about the kids and all that stuff. It's hard to avoid children at Disneyland.
Yep.
But there are ways to, and we show you how to. Get drunk.
Shit-faced.
Shit-faced. But the cool thing is with Adulting with Disney is like every now and then Disneyland and California Adventure has these festivals where they'll have like 15 to like 17 shacks along the park of all different kinds of food from all over the world. And it's like the Festival of Holidays, or January was Year of the Dog. So it was a bunch of like, Asian cuisine and stuff like that. So yeah, we're on YouTube. I think we have 120 subscribers right now. She's slowly starting to get more followers on Instagram. The Facebook is now starting to get some activity, which for the first like year it didn't.
Yeah.
But we're on season 2.
Nice. Yeah. Season 2. Yeah, man. That's good shit. I like the Instagram seems to get more views sooner than like YouTube. YouTube, it's harder to get subscribers because
it really is these days.
Because it's like, people see the links through Facebook or whatever, and then you got to click a link and then click another link and then view it. Like, Facebook videos get way more views at first than the YouTube ones. But cool, man. Well,
yeah,
excellent. Thanks for coming on and sharing about the music video and all that. And I'll be sure to link it in the bottom in the YouTube notes. So, cheers, man. Thanks, John.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks, brother.
Right on.
Cheers, daddy. Yeah. Beerums.